Breaking news! A major Amazon expense hack has been uncovered, and it could be a game changer for small business owners. Andy, a savvy entrepreneur, had a hunch he was missing out on hidden business expenses buried in his Amazon purchases. But how did he finally crack the code? Let's go now to Chris, who has the scoop on how Andy's surprising use of Badbank is saving him big bucks.
That's right, Drew. Andy discovered a not-yet-announced feature of Badbank, and his hack of the system has the potential to unleash massive savings for the 200 million Amazon subscribers worldwide. Here's what we've learned so far about how Andy hacked the system. First, Andy logged into his Amazon account to request his transaction history, just like any small business owner would. He went to his account, then to the Manage Your Data, and requested the data. He remembered that he had to confirm in his email that he had requested the data. Here's what that email looked like. After receiving his data, Andy imported it into Excel. It was the usual mess of columns, not easy to decipher. While looking at the data, something clicked. He knew that Badbank's AI had extracted clean data from his bank statements. So, with a few tweaks, he wondered if the AI could process his Amazon expenses and extract what he actually purchased out of these messy product descriptions. Andy knew Badbank didn't advertise that they could convert Amazon purchases into useful files, but he decided to test it out anyway. He prepped the file by keeping only the 3 columns he needed: order date, total owed, and product name. There are a lot of columns with dollar amounts, but he knew that the total owed column was what he wanted. He then erased all the other columns and added 10 empty rows at the top of the spreadsheet so that he could add in some header information to help Badbank's AI understand what this file was. The header information he added was a title, Amazon Credit Account, to tell the AI to think of this like it was a credit card statement. Then he added an account number, Andy2024, because he knew Badbank would use this in its file naming convention, and he wanted it simple. Then he added a beginning date, ending date, beginning balance of $0, and an ending balance. For the ending balance, he did the sum of the total owed amounts. That way, Badbank's AI would know that all the transactions were accounted for. He also made sure that these cells were all formatted correctly. Then he saved the worksheet as a PDF file type, making sure to select Sheet instead of Workbook, so that only this sheet would be the contents of the new PDF file he was creating. And now came the moment of truth. Was his hunch correct? Had he found a hack of the Badbank AI that would give him insight into his lost expenses? Andy pulled up Badbank and uploaded his new PDF file. Once Badbank finished, he downloaded the results. He knew that Badbank would give him lots of different file types. But for the moment, all he really needed to take a look at, to see if his hunch was right, was the top-level CSV file. So he exported the results and opened up that CSV file. When he opened up the CSV file, his hunch was confirmed. Just like it does when it cleans up a credit card or bank statement, Badbank's AI had pulled out clean names from the messy descriptions. Each transaction had a truly unique ID hashtag, and the reconciliation error was 0, which meant that he could be confident that all of the transactions had been neatly extracted by the AI and tagged so they couldn't be repeated in the QBO and OFX files. Now that he could see these expenses easily, he could see that there were a lot of things he'd like to add to his QuickBooks. Andy proceeded to import these transactions into QuickBooks. After looking at the CSV file, he was confident that these exact details were also what was inside the QBO and OFX files that Badbank generated for him. As he was importing the QBO file from his Badbank output subfolder, he set up an Amazon clearing account in QuickBooks to import the transactions into. This clearing account was set up as a current liabilities account, a credit card account to be specific, since he would distribute the expenses to more specific expense accounts from there. At this point, Andy could either match these specific Amazon purchases to the credit card transactions that he had imported, or he could do that later, but for now, he allocated all of his Amazon expenses into their correct expenses categories, like office supplies, and materials, and uncategorized expenses for the personal charges. When he ran a final report on the Amazon clearing account, he saw that there were over $20,000 in previously uncategorized and forgotten Amazon expenses that were deductible for his business and were now added to his books. His hunch had paid off, and thanks to the clever Badbank hack he discovered, Andy uncovered a huge financial win for his business. What a game changer.